This is going to be somewhat of a quick video as I'm just venting right now from my recent experience using the Mamiya RZ67 Pro 2. This was more so of not my experience with the shoot or the camera itself, but more so of my lack of experience and the knowledge of the camera. I recently bought the Mamiya 110mm f2.8 lens because, of course, portraiture and low aperture, right? So that's lens screams deco photography. So I bought the 110mm. And I was super stoked to kind of go out and, make some photos. I shot with Aiden for this particular shoot and really just kind of thought, okay, it's my first shoot with a film camera indoors and it's going to be a great experience. But the first mistake that I made that I did not know at the time was the exposure option on these cameras, all right? And specifically on this 110mm lens. So there is a T and there is an N. I didn't realize at the time that T and N, this was a setting for timed exposures. Okay, so what I didn't know, I had my T, it was slid all the way over the N. So I couldn't see the N wasn't visible at all. And that meant that I was in time exposure mode, which meant that when I tried to take a photo and my shutter didn't fully close, I'm trying to cock the lever down to, progress the film slide forward. And there was no action at all. Nothing happened. It was stuck. I thought I broke the camera, so I'm fiddling around with the camera for about, 5 to 10 minutes in between Kia getting B-roll of Aiden. And I was really confused at the time. So I told myself that I was going to figure out another solution.
Oh, what do you want me to tell you other than like... It's kind of all over the place right now. I like this shit with this little lever because that never ends well, but I mean, shit, if I have to, I'll just go ahead and do it. Why now? This is, I don't know, is it this specific type of film that like kind of locks this up every time? Because I don't have this issue with Portrait 400, so.
There was a plethora of different things that I didn't think of at the time, especially the simplest being just exposing the slider back so that the N letter is available on the lens. But again, I didn't know. I mean, I thought I read the manual thoroughly, especially for that specific lens, but there are some things that you just have to figure out in the field, and unfortunately, this was one of them. So what I ended up doing was turning my lever all the way to the battery dead mode, which allows me to shoot if the battery is dead, if I'm saying that correctly, but I can't shoot anything less than a 400 shutter speed. Like, it's going to stay at a constant 400, which again wasn't going to play into my hands because I was indoors and I needed a little bit more light to come through. Granted, it was an f2.8 lens and there was quite a bit of hefty sunlight coming through at the time, but I just wanted to be sure. And I heard with this particular film stock, the 400 Pro from Fuji, I thought I could really use a little bit of overexposed photos. So overall, it was kind of a disaster. I just picked up my film today and I'm like, oh man, I'm so excited to check this out and see what type of awesome images I created, and to find out that like it's a fucking mess. Like, I looked at the photos here as you're seeing on the screen and I'm just like, I don't know what's happening. But then I remember, okay, I did not properly know how to work that camera during a professional shoot. And not only was I kind of embarrassed at that fact, because a lot of us, there's a lot of bad things that happen in the field and we don't usually highlight that when we're creating content or video, right? But this is definitely a part of the learning curve for me using film. I am extremely happy that I figured out what was going on with this after this and another shoot. So unfortunately, there were 2 shoots that this was happening on. So I figured out what was going on, and all I had to do was slide the T back over so the N is exposed. And from that point, all my other shoots that I'm currently waiting for to be developed should be good. Fingers so crossed right now. Like, I'm crossing my fingers so hard. This is a steep learning curve for this film stuff. I mean, I've been a photographer for about 4 something years now, and I mean, after shooting with digital so much and now switching over to like everything that's manual and like mechanical, I feel like I don't know a damn thing. And, it's a cool thing and a scary thing at the same time because you kind of don't want to start all over again with something. But I felt this was the necessary jump I needed to make in order to really stay sane and stay creative and progress my art to where I want it to be. So we're making this jump, whether I like it or not. We just got to keep working through the growing pains and keep trying our best to get this going because I have not lost. I'm a little discouraged. I am a tad bit discouraged off of the images that I am showing on the screen or showed on the screen earlier. But again, it's all part of something new. My images weren't shit when I first started photography. So, I mean, it's switching to a different form of it and starting over again, really, really learning the ropes from square root one. So, but I did, go in and I did a few edits on some of the time exposure images. And I kind of like how a couple of these turned out. Again, not my greatest work by any means, but I feel that, I kind of turned a really shitty mistake into a halfway shitty mistake. So, yeah, you guys let me know what you think of these photos on the screen here within the comments. I am definitely going to run a shoot similar to this back with Aiden because she is too good of a model. And we are going to make this work. Again, I can only have a screw up like this working with someone like her because she is extremely patient. And, she knows. She also is a photographer as well, I believe. So she knows the growing pains of specific things, especially film. So, again, we're going to run this back. And when we do, y'all, the video is going to be amazing. So thank you guys for watching, listening to my venting session here. Again, we're going to come back even harder, even better. A little discouraged, but looking forward to what's next. I'll catch you on the next one. Peace.